This segment brought to you by Sure Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
We've talked about already of how we actually capture the water, and at this point I'll show you how we actually recycle it and put it back into our loop system for the cattle to drink. When the water gets at a certain level in the concrete tank, our pump will kick on out there, and the water will be sent through one of these two media sand filters. There's silica sand that's up to about this level in the tank. The water will be forced through there, goes through the sand media filter. At that point, it goes into what we call our clean water tank. When the clean water tank gets to a certain level, which is about to right here, there's a sensor on it as well. That will turn this pump on here. This pump will pull the water out of that tank. It'll run it through the UV light, and then at that point, we're back into our loop system here. Our entire feed yard is tied in with all tied together. All 17 wells we utilize are tied in what we call a loop system. So this is actually set up on a pressure switch, so the pressure in the yard does not dictate when this water kicks on or off. If we're having wells run and they're almost at their limit, when the pressure is high enough, it'll shut those wells off. It'll still pull this water first, and it'll shut wells off at that point if it needs to. Currently, like we discussed, this is our third unit. We started in 2014, put it on our west side of the yard. Last year we finished one on our east side of the yard, and now at the south section of the yard, which captures about 82% of the water or cattle pens that we have here. Next year in 2017, we plan on capturing the oldest part of the yard is our middle section. It's the toughest for us to capture, but we're planning on tackling that next year. So we should have 100% of the yard recycled at that point. Some statistics. So in 2016, so far, utilizing 2 units, our west section and east section, which make up 55% that have ran so far to August 30th, is right at 8.6 million gallons we've recycled this year. In 2015, we only had one full system on, which is 23% of the yard, and the other system on for about 4 months. But in that year alone, we averaged 5,000 head of cattle more on feed. We had an addition in that year as well. And we recycled 1.3 million gallons less water than what we used the year before, having 5,000 more cattle on feed. So what that equates back to, our 5-year average has been 10.3 gallons per head per day. We used in 2015, we used 9.6. So it equates back to 8% less water used and only capturing really 23% of the yard recycled for the full year and 55% captured for 4 months. So this year we're hoping to kind of round out, you know, a little over 10 to 12 million this year is what our estimation is. We're recycling our west and east units in 2016 just to shade over 37,000 gallons per day average. So this year we're hoping to capture, you know, between, I say 12 million, around 12 million total for the year. And next year, with all 3 units going, and part of the year with the full yard, we're hoping to get the 25 million gallon range that we're going to recycle.
Tarwater Farm and Home has been family owned and operated since its beginning in 1978. What you need for farm and agriculture, lawn and garden, clothing and footwear, and so much more. You'll be surprised at what you'll find in this huge store. They have what you need and lots of it. So come take a look. You'll discover that customer service is first and foremost. Always has been with the Tarwaters. Tarwater Farm and Home, 4107 North Topeka Boulevard.